Welcome everyone. I hope you can see my screen. Everything is fine and set. So today we are here to talk about messaging and how messaging is gonna rewire commerce for brands. Or with other words, we're gonna be talking about conversational commerce and what role SMS marketing is playing in it. I'm Elena Kostova, a product marketing manager of SMS Bump, and today I'll be leading this session. Together with me, I have Victoria and Maria. They are going to be our moderators. So at any point, if you have some questions, or if you just want some additional information, please ask straight away. They're going to answer to you live. And later on, you're more than welcome to join our booth where we can talk more about SMS marketing, SMS Bump, and how to actually get started. So let's see what's the agenda for today. First of all, I'm going to be talking about the current situation nowadays and see why messaging is such an important channel. Then we are going to introduce conversational commerce, what it means, what are its benefits, and then we're going to see what role SMS is playing inside that whole process. So let me first start by introducing us and who we are as a company. SMS Bump is an SMS marketing and automations platform for Shopify and e-commerce businesses. We actually help our merchants recover abandoned carts, send really personalized campaigns, and lead a truly conversational commerce with their customers, all thanks to our advanced tools and features. When we started back in 2017, we had the sole purpose of redefine the ways businesses reach their customers so they can talk to them in new and engaging ways. And now, 70,000 active customers later, we seem to be on the right track. Because we believe that having that each merchant should own their customer data, we are integrating with a plethora of apps. So apps like Yotpo, Klaviyo, Just on a Recharge, and we actually help you connect the dots between all those platforms so you have the true picture of your customers. And talking about results, last year we sent 140 million messages and recovered or created 97 million of revenue for our customers. So think about it from that perspective. For every 1.5 messages sent, we earned $1 of revenue for our brands. So, but that's enough for SMS Bump. Let's see how messaging fits into the bigger picture of today. So, especially nowadays with the current global situation with the pandemic, we've seen how important messaging tools are in our everyday lives. I'm sure you have at least 3 messaging apps that you're using nowadays, and that's really normal. Actually, over 2 million of people are currently using messaging apps, and 5.1 billion people can actually receive SMS messages. So it's really no surprise that texting is something that we are really used to by now, and that 9 out of 10 customers prefer to text instead of calling. So with such a huge adoption of texting and such communication tools, it's really normal to see that those channels transition from a pure peer-to-peer communication channel, so you're texting your friends, your family, to channels which are utilized by businesses to communicate with their customers and to establish meaningful relationships. So actually with the current technological advancements with predictive analytics, predictive segmentation, all those communications became so personalized that they started to mimic what's happening in the real world. And this is what conversational commerce is all about. It's about recreating that true in-store experience where you have a single touch point, where you have a single visit to the store, someone greets you, asks you relevant questions, and then it's a place where you also finish buying the purchase. And conversational commerce tries to recreate that with different messaging tools such as messaging apps or SMS marketing. So now that we know what conversational commerce is, let's see what are its benefits. Starting with the fact that up until a while ago, communication between brands and businesses and customers was actually one way, meaning that you as a business, you posted out a promotion and customers had no direct way of communicating or writing back to you. Maybe they could, but this always had to be on a different channel. And just like think about promotion 20 years ago. What you'd usually do, you'd launch a TV spot, or buy a magazine placement, maybe have a huge billboard. And later on, when internet came to be, we just changed the channels. So we switched to Facebook, to Google, Instagram. But still, there was no direct communication between businesses and customers. And this is why conversational commerce is so important, because it allows this two-way communication. So you can send a promotion and the customer can actually text you back. You can have a true conversation. And as a result of that, actually nowadays, brands became much more approachable and human. And on the other hand, customers started to not only expect, but demand to have meaningful conversations with their brands. So actually, what's really great about this is if you see it from your own perspective as a merchant yourself, like you're sending out a promotion, and think about how great it is that customers have a way to text you back about that promotion. So if you're sending an SMS message with like a great new product launch, customer can text you back with any worries that they might have. So you can actually are given the opportunity to solve their problem, realize the sale, and do that all from the same touch point. I find that pretty impressive. But what's really interesting about conversational commerce is, although it's so effective, it's not really highly utilized. Only 4% of businesses are currently using some sort of conversational commerce. And this is actually where the huge opportunity in that channel lies, because this is something, the communication channels are still not over-cluttered. You don't get 1,000 SMS messages or 1,000 messages from chatbot every day. So people still pay attention to what they receive. They still read their messages and act upon it. And that's why we've seen that with conversational commerce, people enjoy really high open and conversion rates. But what's even greater about conversational commerce is that it has proven to increase annual profits by 25%. So if you haven't started using conversational commerce yet, my advice to you is just to jump on and give it a try. But now, once we know what is conversational commerce and what is so important about it, let's see how SMS fits into that picture. So we just talked that customers actually like to have personalized and direct communication with businesses. And this is what SMS is all about. It's direct, it has no spam folder. Almost all of your messages are also gonna be sent and be received by your customers. What's even greater, 98% of them are actually going to be opened. And statistics show that customers are 2 times more likely to respond to an SMS compared to any other channels, and they're going to do it within the first 90 seconds. And just to give a comparison, the data for email is 90 minutes. So besides of being one of the fastest channels for communication with your customers, SMS is also the one that comes at most natural. Think about it. I'm sure that even now when I'm presenting in front of you, a lot of you are just checking on your phones, maybe texting to a friend, checking in with a colleague, and that's really normal because SMS doesn't require all of your attention span. It's just like something you can just do on the side. And that's why it's no wonder that more and more customers started to prefer that channel for communication over email. So this is why SMS is the right conversational commerce channel to adopt. And now let's see how actually SMS Bump can help you realize that. So as being one of the first apps on the Shopify store that started with SMS marketing and automation, we had our experience, we had our time to actually analyze our customers and realize what enhancements they needed most. So our studies actually show that automation within SMS marketing is one of the most powerful features of that channel, and this is why we heavily invested in that. Currently, we're having really advanced flows and countless out-of-the-box automations that help our merchants automate the whole sales funnel. So from the moment someone subscribes to your SMS marketing, all the way through when they make a purchase, even the sales, after sales care. But you just don't just trust my word, like actually check out the results, because we've seen that with SMS Bump, merchants receive up to 35% and more of click-through rate, and the return on investment is 20 times or more. So having that in mind, in the next step of our session, I'm just going to analyze how SMS can help you through the different silos of conversational commerce. Those are availability, personalization, and finally, convenience. So starting with availability. As you know, conversational commerce is about being approachable by the customer, so the customer should be able to reach you. In our case, with SMS marketing, this is a channel which is consent-based, meaning that you cannot just go and text all of your customers, but first you need to ask them for their consent, and only when they agree to that, you can send them your messages. So in that sense, your SMS marketing strategy is going to be only as successful as the size of your list. And if you want to have great results with SMS marketing, you just, instead of waiting for customers to come to you, you should be really proactive and find customers where they are on their favorite most adopted channels. Having that in mind, we've developed all our growth tools in a way that they allow you to leverage all the different channels that you're usually using and use them to actually grow your subscribers list. So all the way from your website, social, email, and any channel you can think of, you can just utilize it to convert your audience to your subscribers. So starting with the most natural and direct way where customers buy from you, your website. When your customers or your audience is on your website, this is when they are most engaged with your brand. Think about it. Maybe they saw an ad, maybe they were on Google searching for something and they entered in your website. So they really want to learn more about you, what you have to offer. So use that opportunity and maximize the value of your site visitors by carefully placing a pop-up inside your website. And up until some time ago, it was always a question of, do I choose to collect email contacts? Do I choose to collect phone numbers? How do I make the decision? But now with our pop-up builder, you actually can collect both. So your phone numbers are going to be directly uploaded to your SMS Bump account, and your emails are going to be synced with your Klaviyo account. So if you actually want to maximize the value of a pop-up, what I would always suggest is you put it as an exit intent and you add a captivating call to action. Something like a discount or maybe exclusive offer, or just early access to your newest product launch. So you really make sure you get as more people as possible to subscribe to your list. Now, moving over to a second, maybe one of the most utilized channels, Instagram. We've actually seen a lot of merchants that have great results by selling directly only via Instagram. So and this is actually no surprise, because most of the people are currently having Instagram account, they like to be there, and Instagram is one of the places where you have a huge user base. So having that in mind, we've developed our Instagram collector that allows you to leverage on that. So you can add a simple link inside of your swipe up. So when customer wants to subscribe, what they need to do is just simply swipe up, then they're going to receive a message. And the only thing they need to do is just actually say yes. to that subscription. So they just need to confirm the subscription and that's it. No more hustle, no more additional typing. Just swipe up, click enter, and there are your subscribers. Now, talking things a step further and talking about true conversational commerce, we paired up with Ricard, who actually do Facebook Messenger bots, and we decided to create an integration which helps you leverage the power of those two different channels. So as you know, Facebook Messenger bots are a great way to initially engage with your customers, with your leads, and then convert them to your customers. So realizing first sale is really effective with Messenger bots. But then there is a problem. The moment the customer is offline, it's not reachable to you. So this is where you can combine the power of SMS, ask them to subscribe to your SMS marketing service so you can actually reach them at any point of time, no matter where they are, and you're going to send their offers straight to their phone. So these are the 3 tools we wanted to show it to you, which are really going to help you collect as more subscribers as possible, leverage your other channels. But we have much more. So if you're interested to see how you can boost your subscribers list, I welcome you later on in our booth where we can give you even more information, we can give you useful tips, and just everything you need to get started. Now, moving to the second point, personalization. Personalization is actually super important, not only in conversational commerce, but in marketing in general. Particularly for SMS marketing, it has proven that if you personalize your own message, you are improving your chance of conversion by 54%. And actually, customers love personalization. 44% of customers will become repeated buyers after a personalized experience. Well, seeing such great results, it's really amazing, but what's astonishing for me personally is when I realized that only 22% of customers are happy with the level of personalization they're getting, meaning that there's a lot of room for improvement. And this is the reason why here at SMS Bump, we take personalization super serious and we utilize it from the first day. How we achieve that? Well, we're using our conversational flows. Conversational flows is basically a sequence of messages that you can set up where you can also ask relevant questions. And based on that question, the customer's replies, you can actually tailor your offering or just simply get to know your customers better. The cool thing about conversational flows is that they're entirely automated, meaning that you just need to set them up once and then they're going to run for you in the background. So just let me really quickly show you an example of how this can work. So let's say we have a new customer or new subscriber that joined your text marketing club. Then, of course, what you're going to do, you're going to set up a message to greet them. So, being like, hey, thank you for joining. Then if you want, you can even add a small nudge of a discount or something so you can keep their attention. But then you can maximize the value of that message by asking them a relevant question. For example, in this case, we are presenting shampoo brand. So what's relevant information for us is the type of scalp the person has. So based on that, we can actually send them a really tailored offer. So in that case, we allow customer to reply either dry, normal, or even oily scalp. And based on what they text back, we're going to send them the offer. For example, if they say, hey, I have a dry hair, then we are going to send them our nurturing session. And we are going to offer them the 10% discount, so they're even more motivated to actually make the sale. So basically what you're having here is like a personal shop assistant feel where you, by asking the relevant questions and getting responses, you can determine what your customers like or don't like, so you know what to finally offer them. What's really interesting about conversational flows is that they can actually be applied all the way through your customer journey. So from the moment someone subscribes, you can use it for product upsells, for win-back campaigns, for everything you can think of. So we have our conversational flows, and we use them to boost sales, but to also collect information. And that information comes really handy when we set up our segments. Basically, the segments is like a dynamic group of your customers based on particular filters. We're having a big variety of filters, SMS Bump. So all the way from past purchases on what your customers are interested in, and a lot of demographic data such as their location, their gender, and many more. The great thing about our segments is that SMS Bump connects directly with your Shopify data. So all the information you have about your subscribers is going to be available to you when creating a segment. And as a result, you can create really narrow and personalized segments. But why is that important? Well, it's important because having a really narrow targeting allows you to create really personalized message, and which should ultimately result in high conversion rate. So let's just see an example. Let's say Women's Day is approaching and you want to surprise the people from the local community in Manhattan, let's say, and it's more especially you want to approach your most loyal customers. So what you can go and do is you can create a segment targeting your female customers who spent more than $300 or made 3 or more purchases on your store. And finally, they should be located in Manhattan. Once you have that segment ready, then of course you can go on and tailor your messaging. So you can wish them Happy Women's Day. You can thank them for being your loyal customers. Everything that's just gonna make your message sound much more personal, and it's gonna create the impression that this message was specially created for that particular customer. So this is the second part of personalization. Let's see how you can actually deal with your international customers. As we know, especially if you're running an international store, not everyone is not everyone is super comfortable with always talking and speaking and writing in English. So what you can do is you can easily set up an international flow. This can be easily done in a way that, let's say, if you're having and running an European store, you can just create different branches for your German customers, so the messages are going to be sent in German. Then you can have a different branch for French-speaking customers, or a third one maybe for Spanish-speaking. So in that way, you actually personalize the experience a level further. And studies actually show that when you do that and take that extra step, customers are going to be more likely to actually return and turn to your loyal customers. So, talking about loyal customers, what's really important here, and what for me is the key to creating a first-time buyer to our loyal customers, also your after-sales care. What I always advise our customers is to set a really basic flow where after each purchase, you text to your customers, hey, did you like your purchase? This way, you not only open and nurture that two-way communication, but you make sure that in case there were problems, they can easily be solved. And what's even greater is that with SMS, we support one-on-one chats. And inside our chat, you're not only going to see your communication with the customer, but all the relevant data, such as what they bought, when they bought it, how often they buy from you. So you really have all your relevant data at hand. So you're sure to be as relevant as possible and to really personalize the experience for the customer. But in case you actually already have a help desk and you don't really want to have two different places where you communicate with your customers, you can easily use our integrations with Reamaze or Gorgeous, where all the tickets that are generated by SMS are going to be automatically synced with your ticketing system, so your support agents can take over for them from Gorgeous or your help desk. So the great thing about this is once a support agent replies, your customer is going to get that message back as an SMS. So from one hand, you have a really seamless experience where customer asks you a question via SMS, they receive the answer on the same channel. But on the other hand, you as a merchant or your support team is having one single place where they handle all of their support queries. Find it perfect. So let's actually go on and move over to the last part of our presentation, convenience. As I've mentioned already, conversational commerce is about having a one-stop shop. This is one place where you're going to send your promotions, where customers can ask relevant questions, if they receive their answers, and they can finally have and make their purchase. So the goal of conversational commerce is to have that whole purchase process as simple as possible for the customers. And what I want to show to you now is a glimpse of actually what I believe the future holds in conversational commerce. In this case, this is a part of our integration with Recharge. As you know, Recharge is a subscription-based service. It allows you to create really cool subscription boxes. I mean, I know by now almost everyone is subscribed to one, like be it makeup, gear, socks, whatever. It's great. So how you can leverage that and make the most of it is by connecting the two apps together. We have a really cool feature called Reply to Buy. So imagine the following situation. You are having a really new cool product launch and you want to promote it to your customers. So instead of sending a new campaign for them, you can use your subscription box reminder and to like casually mention, hey, your subscription box is going to arrive soon, but we also launched this really cool and amazing pair of socks. Do you want to add them to your subscription box? And from here on, the only thing that the customers need to do is to simply text that. That's it. They don't need to go through additional checkout process. They don't need to put in their billing information. They just need to text that. Then the item is going to be added to their subscription box. They're going to be billed a new sum, and that's it. And for me, that's actually the beauty of conversational commerce. It's amazing how easy and like natural it is, and I'm more than excited to see this be the new normal. Like personally, as someone who loves buying, it's definitely going to make the process much easier. So if you actually enjoyed that presentation and if you find that conversational commerce is the right thing for you, if you would like to give it a try, we also want to extend a really cool offer for you and offer SMS Bump for 30 days for free, meaning you're gonna get all our plans free of charge. You can use the app. So if you want to learn more about this offering, please come to our booth where Marie and Victoria will be more than happy to share you all the details. They'll also help you get started and send you all the relevant information that you need. So thank you everyone for tuning in today, and I wish you a great day. Bye.